Hi, Algebra 2 students. I'm going to explain to you your statistics project for this unit. So we are in our statistics unit of our Algebra 2 class for the year. We are going to do a project that is still very easy for you to do online while we are doing distance learning, but I want to explain what's expected of you. I'll also post this document on our Schoology page so you can see it as well, but here's your explanation in words. So for your stats project, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to choose a statistical question, make up one of your own, or use a suggestion below. You're asking a quantitative question. So you might ask, what is your shoe size? What is your height? What is your weight? How many hours do you spend a day on your phone? What's your screen time looking like? How many shows have you binge watched on Netflix recently? How many siblings do you have? How many boxes of cereal are there currently in your cabinet? Ooh, how many rolls of toilet paper do you currently have in your house? There are so many options, so many questions you could be asking people that are quantitative. So pick a question that interests you, and you are going to ask that to your classmates. Now, one thing you need to make sure is that you are not duplicating a question that another classmate has already asked. So on your class Schoology page, I have created a discussion post where you're going to be posting your statistical question to your classmates. So that way, one, we all know everybody's questions, so nobody's repeating a question. And two, so people can post their answers to your questions so you can collect some data. Okay, so the first step that you are going to do is create a statistical question and post it on the class discussion board. So that is worth 10 points, as you see on our rubric below. Once you have your statistical question, you are going to collect data on your statistical question. So you first need to post your question in some way, either on the discussion post or on social media. You need a minimum of 20 different people answering your question. So I recommend you get that mostly from your classmates. If you're using social media, that is fine. I also have this discussion post created, so you're welcome to just reply, because everyone, at least, even if you're using social media, you need to post your question on the discussion post. So everyone should at least have their question posted here, so you're welcome to also collect your data using this discussion post. Now, one thing I want to be clear on, this discussion post is due before the project is due. So you need to post your question by Monday, March 30th on the discussion post, and you need to be answering people's questions again by Monday, March 30th, because this entire project is due Thursday, April 2nd, and people need time and to actually have data to collect. So let's please all not wait until the last minute. You need to have your post posted on this by Monday, March 30th. And you also ideally need to have all of your data collected by Monday, March 30th. So that will depend on how well you all are able to communicate with each other that procrastinating on this assignment is not a good idea. Okay, so you're going to collect data on your statistical question. You need a minimum of 20 different sources. So at least 20 classmates need to answer your question. You can do that via that discussion post that I've been showing you, or you can do that on social media. But I am asking that if you ask your friends on social media, I want you to submit screenshots of that social media interaction, so that way I know that this actually happened and you didn't make up numbers. But please paste all of your screenshots in one Word document and submit that one Word document. That one Word document should have your entire project in it, but that way there are no issues with too many submissions in one Dropbox on Schoology. So once you have collected your 20 pieces of data, or while you're waiting for students to answer your 20 questions, or your one question, but 20 students need to answer it, you also need to answer at least 20 classmates' statistical questions. So that is your step 3 here, at least answer 20 classmates' questions. You can do that by commenting on people's discussion posts, or you can do that by answering your friends on social media. Again, just keep in mind, you would need to be providing screenshots if social media is used so that you can prove that social media was used as an interaction. So all of this data collection and all of this up to this point, this stuff should all occur by Monday, March 30th. So that way you can do the rest of these calculations the next few days until Thursday, April 2nd. Okay, so these first 3 things are due Monday, March 30th. Your next steps, you then are going to be calculating the 5-number summary. So you're finding the min, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, maximum, along with the mean and standard deviation of the data that you're collecting from your classmates. So once you've collected that data, you're going to do what we did in section 11.1. This is where the actual math part comes in, right? You are going to actually mathematically calculate your min, Q1, median, Q3, max, median, mean, and standard deviation. Once you calculate your 5-number summary and all that data, you're going to create a box and whisker plot for your data. That's step 5. I have not taught you how to do a box and whisker plot because I know you're tired of hearing my voice. So what I went ahead and did was I found another teacher who explained the method of graphing using a box and whisker plot, and I will attach that video to this project post on Schoology so you can see how to make a box and whisker plot. But you are expected to watch that video, learn how to make a box and whisker plot, and actually make yourself a box and whisker plot. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is describe the distribution and measure of center you should use for your data and explain. So once you've, calculated your 5-number summary and you've also created a box and a whisker plot, you should be able to see if your distribution is normal, skewed left, or skewed right, and depending on your answer to that question, whether or not you should use median or mean. Make sure you're explaining how you know your distribution is either normal or skewed, and how you know you should be either using median or mean. The next step is choose to answer your own question and then find your z-score. So what you see on this discussion post is I asked a question and then I answered my own question. So my answer should not be calculated into the mean or the 20 minimum responses. My question is going to be how I calculate my z-score. So if my answer is 5.3 or 5'3" then I'm going to take my 5'3" and I'm going to do 5'3" minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So I'm going to use the z-score formula to calculate the z-score, and I will record my answer here. And then finally, you're submitting your work on time and neatly, I'm going to add, and without error. So there's no need for me to contact you asking you to resubmit any part of the assignment that is missing. When I say neatly, this needs to be in an organized fashion. Okay, so I'm asking for you to submit this in a Word document. I'm not giving you a blank Word document as a template because it's part of the process is you learning how to, if you're actually being a statistician, you would need to figure out an organizational method that works for you. So I want one single Word document submitted for this project. That one Word document should contain all of this. The only stuff that it might not contain is anything posted on this discussion board. So you don't need to screenshot or do anything with things posted on the discussion board because I have access to the discussion board. But anything that's not on the discussion board should be in the rubric. Or not in the rubric, in your Word document, okay? Even though your question is on the discussion board, I highly recommend you still put it in your Word document because that's the question that you're answering with all this data. So making sure that you can actually, you know what the question was and what all these numbers means is important. So make sure your question is in that Word document as well. And all of this will be entered as a quiz grade. So this is out of 100 points, and this is going in as a quiz grade to encourage you to work on it because I know this is more work than a Pearson Realize assignment. I do think this could be very fun for you. I know we're all isolated at this time, so this assignment allows you to communicate with your classmates and ask them questions and then analyze their answers. So this should be a fun project for you. When you are done, you will have posted things on the discussion post, and you also should have things in the statistics project. This is where you should be submitting your assignment, in the statistics project folder. Okay. So please, please, please reach out to me if and when you have any questions regarding this assignment. I know normally when I give you instructions, I pause and I let you ask questions as I'm going forward so I can clarify what I mean. So if you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. That being said, I am trying to keep some regular working hours, so if you email me at 11 p.m. the night before this is due, I cannot guarantee that I will respond before this is due for you. Okay, so please time manage effectively. When you have questions for me, ask them to me. I will respond to you within 24 hours, but I'm not necessarily checking my email at 11 p.m. at night because just like you guys, I don't want to be working or doing schoolwork 24/7. So just please keep that in mind. I will answer you as quickly as I can, but if I have 30 of you asking me questions at 11 p.m. the night before this is due, obviously I cannot respond to all of you within that amount of time, and I'm probably not on my computer doing schoolwork at 11 p.m. So plan accordingly. Do not wait until last minute. Remember that these 3 assignments are due by Monday, March 30th, so that way you can actually do the mathematical part of this. So please, please, please reach out to me if you have any questions about the stats project. This is a huge portion of your grade. So please make sure you are communicating with your classmates and making sure they're aware of the project and that they're also working on the project. Be a good classmate. And yes, let me know if you have any questions.